Hi guys, this video we're having a look at the Mezco Cinema Affair Jason Voorhees as seen in Jason Goes to Hell The Final Friday, which came out in '93. Sorry, the film came out in '93, not the figure, sorry. When this figure came out, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'll be honest with you, I'm not too clued up on the Mezco figures, to be honest. I've not really been a fan of them, to be honest. But I've been pleasantly surprised from what I've seen. I've got to be honest with you, I never intended on buying any of the Mezco things, figures. It's just literally, I've cut down on a lot of my figures, a lot of my collection, and I've mainly just been concentrating on the Freddys, the Jasons and the Predators, to be honest, and the Aliens. So just more of a completion thing. I've got these Jasons, or Mezco things I should say, Mezco figures, but I've been quite happily surprised, to be honest. This, to be honest, out of the four Mezcos, am I saying right? Four Mezcos? Five. Sorry, the five Mezco figures I've got. This is the most disappointing out of them all, to be honest. This looks, so I'm just going to tilt that camera down a little bit more. This looks more to me like a WWE wrestling figure than a Jason Voorhees figure, to be honest. I really want to like it, being, you know, for the look of Jason and one of the better looks of Jason, I think. In my own personal opinion, this figure has got quite a few problems with it, to be honest. Let's just have a look at the accessories to start with. Obviously we've got his iconic machete. There, it's a good little machete, does the job, nothing special. I found with the Mezco weapons and all that, they are just literally what they are, just a bit of, you know, the blood smeared on one way and it's going completely different direction on the other. So where it's going on here, on this one it's going there. So you know, that I just find that the accessories are not a lot of attention is paid to them until you come to here. I mean, we've got the dagger here, and the detail that's gone into this is brilliant. You know, it's movie accurate from what I can tell. It's obviously the dagger that can kill Jason, where a Voorhees can only kill a Voorhees. So, you know, I think that's brilliant that they've added that there, to be honest. I really love the fact that they've included this there. We have the heart that, you know, you eat and you can then take on the role of Jason as such, and of course it caused a lot of upset and a lot of people weren't too happy with it, but yeah, I like the way you got the heart. I noticed the heart from the part 4 figure as well, or sorry, the part 6 figure as well. So the heart there. And do I want to bring it on? Do I want to show this? This is the bit of the film that disappointed me, to be honest. This accessory or figure is okay. It does the job. It's exactly what it is in the film. Didn't like it. This to me is just as bad as the little demons we see flying around in the 3D section of Freddy's Dead, to be honest. Why this exists, I do not know, and I didn't like the fact that it does. I don't think this demon thing brought any relevance to the story. I just hated the fact that suddenly you got this little thing crawling around or being born, and you know, sorry, but just doesn't do it for me. But the figure itself, is okay. It's got the detail. It gives you an excuse or a reason to have a look at what you didn't really see much on screen. It's got a bit of articulation in it, as in the head. There's a bit of tilt in the head, and the arms rotate as well. But yeah, that's there in scale to Jason himself. There you go. Yay! Love it. But yeah, sorry, I'm just not a massive fan of this. I kind of want to say I'm not a fan of the film Jason Goes to Hell, but there are a lot of elements to it that I like, to be honest, so I'm not going to say it's... I'm not going to diss the film in saying it's terrible. I think it brings as much good bits as bad bits. As much as I don't like Jason Takes Manhattan, I still think it brings some good bits to the world of Friday the 13th, and you know, I enjoy it for what it is. It's a Friday the 13th film, and as long as they're bringing out Friday the 13th, or they have been, you know, I'm quite happy to sit there and spend my money on it. So, you know, as bad as they got or get or will be or are, I'm sorry, but I'm a Jason Voorhees fan and Friday the 13th fan, and that's, you know, I'll defend them. You know, I'm quite happy to defend them, to be honest. But in terms of the figure itself, sorry, first of all, I don't have the packaging for this guy as well, and don't know if I will get one in packet, to be honest, with the prices they're going for. But I'm quite happy for this guy to be out of packet, to be honest, with the others. So if I do get one in packet, I'll obviously show it to you, and then I can do an in packet and out of packet video like I generally like to do. But for the time being, this guy's out of packet. Sorry guys. But the figure itself, I find the figure quite restrictive in what you can do with it, to be honest, as well. It's not, like I say, I don't dislike it, but I do for the fact that it's quite cartoony. Like I say, you know, I could just imagine him jumping off the ropes in a WWE toy ring, to be honest. He's quite bulked up. Well, I mean, obviously we know Kane Hodder's a big old guy, you know, but it just seems a bit too rah for me. But they've done a good job of it, to be honest. I love the fact that the mask is, you know, embedded into the face. It's all corroded away. They've took into account the previous damage that's happened to him, and all in all, there's lots of bits of detail where he's, you know, what we're on film 9 by now, so he's seen a bit of action, to be honest. Now let's have a look at the articulation in the figure. Waist down, absolutely nothing going on there, to be honest, whatsoever in terms of articulation. So we have the waist. There's restricted rotation, to be honest. I mean, that's what you're going to get. I don't know why. I don't know what's impeding it or what's going on here, but you've got a really good ball joint going on in there, so you can get him virtually going Matrix on us, to be honest. But quite why you've got all this ball joint rotation in there and then literally nothing going on, don't know. Ball joint in the shoulder, and obviously full rotation going on there, and you're up and down. In the elbow, we literally just have a pivot, and the wrist, again, just a pivot. There's no rotation in the wrist. Now for me, with no rotation in the wrist, that's where this arm comes into play. There's not too much you can do here. Obviously we've got the ball joint going on here and the pivot in the elbow, and again with no rotation in the elbow, you can't get the classic machete over the head look. I don't know why they've done this. You can't rotate the wrist back, so he's got the machete pointing backwards. This is how it's, you know, all you're going to get, to be honest. You got the rotation, oh sorry, the pivot in the wrist again, but there's no, from what I can, you know, from what I consider a threatening stance you can get on him as such. I don't know why this is so limited with its articulation, to be honest. And of course we've got the rotation in the head there, but for some reason it just, you know, compared to the other Mezco figures, it just seems very limited in what it can do, and being, you know, obviously nothing in from the waist down, you've got to get that balance right to get him to stand upright as well. So for me, this is the worst figure out of the Mezco line, to be honest. Not the worst Jason look, to be honest, but definitely the worst figure out of the Mezco line for me, to be honest. I think that a little bit of the film is playing a part in my opinion there, but all in all, it's a good figure. It's a very hard figure to get hold of, to be honest. You're going to struggle to get hold of this, and if you do get him, most of them don't have this dagger with it, to be honest. So if you can get it, try and make sure you got this little dagger with it as well, because for me, this is the highlight accessory of all the Mezco items, to be honest. And of course I hope NECA bring this guy out. I don't think it's going to be hard for them to do a better job of it, to be honest. I'm sorry, Mezco, and I definitely think NECA should have this little guy in there as well. Leave this guy out, put this guy in. But anyway, of course guys, that's a look at the Mezco Cinema of Fear, Jason Voorhees from Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. As always, thanks for watching. Please leave comments, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys again soon. Okay, take care. Cheers. Bye bye.